So just quickly, some announcements I need to go over. Just make sure you guys are aware. Hopefully you guys are aware of the surge. It is tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. This is where Carl's going to get on. Carl and Michael are going to go over some announcements, go over some great stuff that they have planned for us. It's going to be about an hour long. And the most important part of the surge is that what happens after it. And that's where we want you guys to hold your team calls with your team to go over what they announced and one of the action items you're going to do because of that. That's the part that we care about the most. It's great to hear the information, but we care more about the team call afterwards about this. Any questions about the surge? Nope.
On the champion page, live?
On the 411
Okay.
is where it's going to be. Next, Team Cup registration. Hope you guys are pushing that. We get that Summit, the week of Summit, is really difficult to, if you haven't already set up, it's really difficult to put the team together while at Summit. So now is the push. Just remember the new way of doing it. There's no more tier prizes. We have individual prizes for hitting SC5, and then we have team prizes when everybody hits SC5, and then we have a top 10. But we want everybody to be a part of it. This is a great opportunity to now. The other thing is you can have 2 diamonds on your team. Only one of those can be a star diamond, but you can have 2 diamonds on your team, up to 2 diamonds on your team. For anybody who's fallen diamond, this is a great opportunity to pull them back into the teams there. We are only in our region 2% signed up. And this is where we need to really push. So from now until the end of the month, make sure you guys, that is outside the surge, that's our number 1 go-to for that. Questions with that, the Team Cup. Okay, and the last one, the Shift Shop, company-wide, network-wide test group, or I guess challenge group, sorry, not test group. Challenge group is going to be on the 24th. That's when it starts. Make sure you guys are aware of that. We're just to make sure this isn't like everybody do it start on the 24th. A lot of coaches started yesterday. Awesome. Just make sure that you also participate in this. This isn't a separate thing. You can make this a part of your experience as well. And people who do participate in that and are active in that do get a one-of-a-kind t-shirt that is only for challenge group members who participate in that challenge group.
Which challenge group?
The My Challenge Tracker Shift Shop company-sponsored test group. You'll hear more about it. It's if you go to our Northeast region page, you'll see information about that as well.
All right.
And they'll talk about it on the surge tomorrow. So make sure you're a part of that. I ran out of time to think up of more announcements. Are there any other announcements that I'm missing? No. Okay, then let's dive right into our topic today of helping coaches hit Success Club. This is kind of we're at the point now where our business, where this seems, the leadership comes out, progress is moving. We're starting to see businesses come out of the woodworks when they're consistently hitting Success Club. But it also comes with that kind of a sour taste in their mouth of, Success Club, I got to hit Success Club, yada, yada. It's not as vibrant as it once was, but it does simply just show that business is moving forward. So let's quickly go over some of the, maybe some struggles you guys have had, and I want to make sure we get to this, things that have worked in the past, things that are working, maybe even things you learned at Summit as far as what you're planning to do to help coaches in your organization see the importance of Success Club, especially coming into Team Cup. So anybody want to start off with either a question or comments or regarding how it's gone in the past?
I think I got it actually from, maybe it was when Lacey was my girl last year. They did like that ring the bell whenever someone hit Success Club. And so my upline coach, she must have gotten it from somewhere too. So she's been doing it in my upline for a while, but I think I'm going to pull that into my team page. Because I am trying to, since last year at Summit, I learned to like recognize as much as you can, even if they're only at 1 Success Club or 2. And even at the end of the month, when I do like my recognition, and I've noticed coaches since last year at Summit, people are really trying to recognize everybody, no matter if they hit Success Club or not, whether they got 1-2 points, because they're still doing something, and they get excited when they see their name on the board. So moving forward, that is my struggle, especially with like wanting to hit, going with elite points and just really wanting to push that more with my team. I think I'm just going to at least pull that in and see if that can help get more excitement going on at least the recognition side.
So maybe a question I have for you guys here is, at what point do you guys introduce Success Club, and how do you do it? If it's part of the getting started right car or whatever, how do you do it so that it's not overwhelming and it's something that they want to go after?
Well, for me, I think I talked to you about this, Kevin, on our call last time. I struggle with focusing to tell my coaches to just focus on themselves for 30 days because they need that transformation to really share and like be loving the product. But then there's like the success starters and then earning a free ticket to Summit, and they have to get it their first month. So I go back and forth. I have it like in a 10-day training that I have. I talk about it. And I just explain to them that that's like how your business is really shows that you're going to grow. So I say, like, if you focus on Success Club 5 every month, it will guarantee growth in your business. So that's just my way of saying that, like, if you do it, you will grow. I learned at Summit, I think it was like my second Summit, they were like, if you hit Success Club 5, like for 2 or 3 years straight, you'll be 6 figures. Well, I've been Success Club 10 for like 30 months. I'm not hitting 6 figures yet. So when I heard that, I was like, that's what I'm going to do. And 6 figures is still my goal, but I've learned that isn't always the case because clearly my volume wasn't high enough. But that for me is just, they're obviously guaranteed growth. I was able to resign from my full-time job. So for me, I know that it still works. But I do get torn with focusing on themselves only, and hitting Success Club. But I usually will say, do you have any, like, your best friend, family, like your mom, sister, anyone that you think you would have fun doing the challenge group together for the first time? And so then I kind of make it a little less scary that they're inviting, like going out and inviting, or just like bringing in a couple friends or family. And I do say, like, if you at least get a couple people, it'll help you cover the cost of your sign up fee, the $160 challenge pack. So I try to make it not sound scary, but inviting is like the scariest part, I think, for everyone. So, but I do reiterate that, like, that is how you guarantee growth if you keep hitting Success Club 5. And I say, focus on the 5. You're going to see, like, me hitting big numbers and other people, just focus on the 5. I say, don't even worry about 10. Just focus on the 5.
Okay. Thoughts, guys? Anybody else on that? That's very good. Thank you, Seth.
Yeah. I always say, our first goal is to get the cost of your shakes covered. And I say, and that you need to help 3 people a month, and 3 people equates to Success Club 5. And then with Success Club 5, your business will start growing. You'll be recognized by the company as well as me. So I kind of bring it out where we want their monthly investment covered.
Okay, so because it's a financial thing to help them cover it. So let me, and Rose, Julie, Joe, you guys can chime in too if you haven't answered this question yet. But I'm curious as to what's the overwhelming factor for these brand new coaches? You guys have all been around long enough. You've signed up enough coaches to where maybe how to talk to them differently so that they're not overwhelmed. And I know we talk about this gap principle a lot here, but it's simply to where they can say, the whole goal is for them to say, I think I can do that. So how do you guys, Julie, yes, please, how do you guys present the opportunity so that it's not an overwhelming thing, but it's something they want to go after?
Do a get started right call, and we make sure we walk them through everything, knowing how to do Beachbody on demand, how to access recipes, Shakeology. We just do everything so they know where their resources and tips and tools are. Our focus in the first 3 weeks is having them be a product of the product. We don't even talk about Success Club points at all unless in the Get Started Right call, we ask them, do they have any family members that want to start, chime in with them for more support, the buddy system. If they're shy away from that, then I don't say anything about Success Club, and I have them focus on being a product of the product. By the third week, they've seen some success. I've run some raffle incentives where if they do a selfie on their Facebook page with them drinking their shake, they can't mention Shakeology. They have to mention 2 health benefits at the least on why they're drinking it. That usually blows up their page on people saying, what is that shake? And what is that? So that's starting right there, their list of people they can invite. And now we talk about in that third week about Success Club and how they can start to transition that to get their shakes free. And if that is all they want to achieve, I stay around that for that period of time right there. But if they seem to show more interest in the business side of it, then I explore a little bit on the business side.
Okay, I like that. Rose, let's hear what's been working for you.
I would say definitely just finding out what is their goal first. So I used to have like a Getting Started Right call that was pretty much the same for everybody. But then I found out like, all right, I could be saying all this stuff to people who really don't, not that they don't care about it, but I'm putting them in the wrong direction, somewhere that they really don't want to go. So I think that's the first thing is in that Getting Started Right call, asking them up front, what do you want from this? What is your vision? Trying to pull that out a little bit more. And then from there I can say, all right, is this a business builder? Is this, just a hobby coach? Is this a coach that just needs the accountability? So, if it is a business builder, Success Club, I'll definitely mention it, but I'm not, people just if they want to take off, they take off. And if they don't, they don't. So I kind of just gear it towards that person. I'm always recognizing on my team, with daily, weekly and monthly recognition about Success Club. But I think it's also important to have that other focus on things that are not Success Club, because we have other things to offer that's going to increase volume for us anyway. So while yes, Success Club's awesome, we just want these people getting out there, talking to people. And if it's just a workout, then we still need to celebrate that it was just a workout that they helped somebody with. So I don't think always just recognizing Success Club alone, especially for those new people who are shy and a little fearful, if they just get a workout, then hey, I think that's still great, and to celebrate that too.
I like that. And I want to make sure I draw a point from that, Rose. I appreciate you talking about that. As I can't stress, and I probably say it too much, but I can't stress enough the importance of getting to know these people on a personal level before we start giving them large assignments. A lot of times we assume everybody starts in the exact same spot, and we assume their marketing, advertising, comfort level are all the same, kind of where we're at. But a lot of times we forget to talk to the person where we were at when we started. And think about where you were at when you started this business and your comfort level with whatever wide range of business stuff. My guess is that you were less comfortable then than now. You're more comfortable because you're doing it a lot of time. And we talk to well, you just need to do it. Well, you're talking to you. But you need to talk to the person that when you started this business, who was shy, who was nervous, who didn't understand how to market, didn't understand advertising, didn't understand how to put their name out there so that people would start responding. And so we need to talk to them and figure out where they're at and kind of what they want from this business and what they're looking for. Because my guess is, whatever that may be, that's great, but you're going to have bigger goals and visions once you get into this business longer. And then at some point decide between the two of you, but hopefully by asking questions, what is duplicatable for you? And this question should be asked frequently, quarterly, maybe, semi-annual, I don't know. But what is comfortable when it comes to, and what's duplicatable when it comes to your invites? Because that's where the baseline needs to start. They need to know that number of, and they need to feel comfortable saying, I feel like I can get maybe one to two people, maybe just one person a month. And that's when we say, congrats, awesome. Let's focus on that. Let's make that your baseline where at least on a monthly basis, you are bringing at least one person in. And then from there, we're going to start setting goals. We're going to start talking about what a stretch goal looks like for you, about how many people you can bring into this business, how many people you're talking to, invites, whatever it may be, to the point where they're going to say for themselves, I think I can do 3+ every single month. Not because you told them, but because that's what they decided they want to do. Now, this comes with a bunch of coaching. This comes with mentoring. This comes with them seeing that they can do hard things. Some coaches just work off of just tell me what to do and I'll do it. But I would not count that as the majority of people. I would work with them on that getting started right call, and then write that down and have their what they think they can do, what is duplicatable, go next to them, and then what their stretch would be. And that's what you want to work towards, because if it's too far, once again, gap principle, if it's too far of a gap, they can't see themselves hitting SC5 every single month. Even though they want to, they just can't see themselves doing it. But they can see themselves hitting SC2, 4, 3, whatever it may be. That's great. So that's where we need to work on. And then throughout the process, continually recognize them, continually congratulate them, continually push them to do better, where they grow. It's just, it feels right. It's that healthy relationship. It's that, yeah, I want to do this, rather than, man, this person will not get off my back unless I do this. There's that fine line of boss versus mentor, and we need to be walking that. So any comments, thoughts on that?
Right. Yeah. They always are going to do.
No. Okay. Joe, we didn't hear from you as far as what has been working or questions regarding this.
Well, to echo Rose, is just, meet them where they're at, in that GSR, and that, why they decided to say yes. You pretty much, before you get that random person who randomly signs up with you. But typically before you sponsor someone or sign someone in, you kind of have an idea of where they want to be. But then you sit down with them and really just address where their goals are. And then, like Julie was saying, getting them to do those simple actions of, and I love the tip that Julie gave. It's something that I forget, especially being as entrenched in this company as I am. Share the benefits. Don't mention the product, but share your benefits of why you're choosing to work out, why you're choosing to drink a shake, why you're choosing to learn new recipes to cook, creating that curiosity, because it's still attraction marketing, regardless of what Shalene thinks about, it being dead. It's still attraction marketing. You're just not telling people that you're doing this new stuff. And then they are coming to you, which creates the conversation easier, and then allowing a duplicatable system to be like, okay, you have a lot of these people asking questions, asking stuff. Put me in a group message with you, and put the other person, similar to a three-way call, or even go old school and do three-way calls or a three-way Zoom and get that person, or like be there in the conversation with them so they can coach, you can see it, coach them with it. I know a lot of people like, hey, just screenshot me the conversation to me. That can, again, it just depends on your style of coaching and how you want to do it. I tell them to put me in a group message. So I'm like, and introduce me. Say, hey, this is my coach, Joe. He's been doing this for XYZ amount of time. He's been helping me get started. He's just here to also offer any information and be able to answer any questions that I can't because I'm still new, and then inviting them towards that group that new coach is either already in or going to be starting on their own, again, depending on their level of comfort and where they want to go. But giving them, like everyone has kind of echoed too, is giving them the recognition, not just on the points, but the recognition on the post, the recognition on the comments, the recognition on the amount of conversations they're getting, letting them know they're in the right direction, letting them know that every person they talk to is not going to sign up, but reinforcing the fact that they're now watching you because they liked your comment, they posted on it. Most likely the next thing you post is going to show up in their feed. So staying consistent with your updates, staying consistent with creating the curiosity drives the eyeballs to what you're doing. And if you are practicing that consistency, not just along with the inviting part, but, being the product of the product, sharing it on social, not sharing it in a salesy way, creating that curiosity, all that stuff takes work, but being there with them during the process, during that first 30, 60, 90 days, whatever long it takes for that coach to kind of get their feet under them and say, yes, I do want to build a business and help serve other people, versus just, I just want to focus on me right now. And that's completely cool, but meet them where they're at. And then creating, again, as a mentor, it's easy for us to get overwhelmed too, because we're all human beings, but creating the boundaries within the new coach who's set up so they know you're not going to answer your phone at 2 a.m. or whatever, but letting them know that you're in this conversation. And when you see them, and you see that the conversation's happening, you will read it and you will jump in if needed, or you'll just be like, hey man, everything that Rose said in this conversation is on point. She's right on. So why don't we get you in our group and decide if you want to get started on BOD, Shakeology, whatever, because it sounds like what you are looking for, we have to offer, and kind of helping them also close the conversation to create action.
Great stuff. I really appreciate that, Joe. You know, one thing that he mentioned that I want to make sure we point out as well is a lot of times we tell our coaches what to do, but the path isn't necessarily clear for them. It may be clear to us, but it's not clear for them. We need to make sure that we show the how. And to Shalene's point, it's not a copy paste anymore. It's here's how you do it. Now go make it your own. Because if you just post what everybody else posts, you're just white noise. You're white noise. Mm-hmm. So I love that. That is it could be a knowledge gap. I don't know how. I really want to. Sure, my coach tells me to hit SE5. I don't know how. And so make sure that we continually have the how trainings so that they can feel confident going out. I'll give you just one quick personal example. That's how I run. Growing up, I always, when I never did anything, even to the point like where my friends were playing a new Nintendo game or whatever, I would watch them play it. I would never want to play it until I knew everything on how to do it, or whatever it may be, or a sport or a game. If a new board game, I wouldn't play it until I felt comfortable saying, okay, so I didn't look like an idiot playing this game. I wanted to make sure that I knew what I was doing. I think that's how a lot of people work as well in all aspects of life. Sure, I want to play. But I want to make sure I'm not the laughing. I'm not the kid in the back going, man, this guy has no idea what he's talking about. I want to feel that confidence. So your job as my coach is to instill that confidence, instill the knowledge, instill the so that I can go out and at some point do this on my own. And then Success Club becomes something that it's my goal, not your goal for me. Great stuff. Okay. Well, we'll keep this short and sweet. Any other thoughts or comments, guys, or questions regarding this? Okay. And we will call it a day. Great stuff, guys. I really appreciate that. Your feedback on this. So hopefully you guys have some takeaways of what maybe something you want to start doing in regards to this, something you may want to implement. If pass that along to your team as well. Have kind of a similar brainstorming call with your teams. Let's not talk numbers. Let's talk how can we help our teams have that confidence, and let them do most of the talking. You just simply are there to ask questions. People will leave more confident, I guarantee you, after this call. Joe.
Well, and I think we all agree on this too, is when you're bringing in a new coach, letting them know that the process doesn't begin with the close of a sale. Like that's just the beginning of the journey. Because now you're like with a lot of network marketing companies, I feel like it's also just trying to get the sale or trying to get the sponsorship and then teaching them to get the sale. Makes us different as Beachbody is, yes, we're in a business. We want to make money. We want the commission, but we're also helping that new person who trusted us coach them to their goals they want. And that's what makes this so hard is what we do, is getting into our challengers' lives and helping them to actually learn how to be healthy and fit and hit their goals, not just monetarily, but physically. And it is a grind, but also, just being realistic with them that this is what you're, letting them know your vision and how you want to do it. And maybe again, some coaches don't want to do that. And I just feel like that was one of my ahas again, coming to Summit. That's the one thing. I've been to, I think 8 summits now. So that's the one thing that always kind of, whenever I get caught up on the money, or whenever I get caught up on my lack of rank or where I think I should be, that's the thing. And I do, I'm not going to lie. I do glimpse and I look at other network marketing opportunities that pop up, never with the intention to switch, but to kind of look and see what the competition is. And that's the one thing that I really believe that continues to set this network apart from the others, is just getting into the challengers and making sure that we're just not about the sale and the Success Club points, that we're about the faces behind it. And that's not always easy, especially when we do have bills to pay and goals to hit. And Beachbody's never going to be the company I feel like that's going to come out with the Happy Gilmore checks and hand them out for ranks and all that kind of stuff, which is I'm 100% okay with that. But also letting people know that this is the company that you're joining, and we're about the people and helping them with results. Doesn't make us better or worse than other network marketing companies, but at the same time, I think that does what sets us apart from other network marketing companies versus just pitching an opportunity or pitching a product. We're pitching a service to actually engage with people's lives, not just on the level of a coach, but also as a challenger, regardless of purchase or product or any of that kind of stuff. So I don't know. That was just kind of my little aha that I've had at Summit, always kind of going back. Because I agree with everybody. Going back to Summit, it's tough to re-engage and find that new stuff. It's kind of repetitive over a while, but you go there to kind of get refreshed as to why we're doing this as coaches, why we said yes. So when other shiny opportunities come around, because they do all the time, we're understanding why we're here versus moving on to the next thing. Does that make sense? I didn't mean to get on that rant, but
No, that was perfect. I think we all share that exact same feeling, especially those who have been to multiple summits, where that you do get that fire lit up again. And I talk to my coaches all the time. Hands down, it is easier to sell lipstick. There's no questions about it. You need more lipstick. Okay, here you go. That's it. It's a transaction. And we are so much an interaction company. Ours comes with, hey, get ready to change your life, which is not easy to do. Whereas you were living a certain lifestyle, we're asking you to live a completely different lifestyle. It's difficult, but I can guarantee you, when you are a part of this, the way you feel, the way you act, your lifestyle is going to be so much better. And that is what we're about. And that keeps on being shared at Summit. And that's what people need to remember more constantly. And I think it's a great idea to do for a team call as well.
Okay, one more thing real quick.
Yeah.
Just like I think where Stephanie was saying this too about going to another event, don't wait for Summit to continue to have to fill your cup, especially if you're continuing to go like your 8th one. Find other events to go to that are continuing development, growth, your growth, whether it's Tony Robbins or Celine Johnson event or a marketing event or something other than Beachbody. Continue to grow outside of this company, your skills, and you know what I mean? Does that make sense to everybody? So you're not just
yes, it
waiting
does.
for Summit.
That's a Eric Worre staple on his GoPro book, that go to events. In fact, Kelly, I'll get to you in just a second. I heard you. But today, the What It Takes video on the Northeast Beachbody Coaches page was Lindsay Kupferman Shade. And that is one of the things she said, hands down. She goes, somebody told me that early in my business, and I can't thank them enough. That's that one thing that she appreciates more and more is going to events. That is where the life of the company comes to life. That's exactly right. So we are holding this is our first ever Northeast Regional Conference. It is going to be held in Pittsburgh, August 11th and 12th. And it's going to be huge. If you haven't heard about it, it's okay. It's because we haven't really said anything about it. We're going to start posting it this week about it. And this is something we're going to try to do on a regular basis. I don't know what that means just yet because this is our first ever, but we are holding it. This is going to be, Jeff Hill is going to be there, Jeff Matthewson, and that right there should just sell you on going. Because Jeff Matthews, and then who's the big trainer?
This guy named Chris. I don't know.
Chris Downing's going to be there.
I don't know. He's coming.
Chris Downing's going to be there, and so guys, that is the lineup right there. Two Jeffs and Chris.
And we have Ashley Laughlin's coming in. That's not announced yet. She's coming in.
I don't think
I'll give you guys the first dibs on that. Melanie will be there Friday night, and we're working on getting some other non-typical Pittsburgh names. Because I don't want to say we're spoiled in Pittsburgh, but we get Autumn a lot, we get Carl a lot, and we have Melanie.
Yep.
So we're working on getting some non-Pittsburgh names, but we've asked Ashley, and she'll be there. So we'd love for you guys to come.
So is this a 2-day event?
Friday night and Saturday morning. So we're going to have all day Friday. We're going to have qualified one-on-ones or team one-on-ones with the Jeffs. We call them the J&J. And then we're going to have a qualified dinner with Jeff Hill on Friday night.
What's the qualification?
We're working on that. We're thinking team builder, team leader.
Okay.
Possibly rank, but we like to go with team builder, team leader things. And then photo ops with Chris. If you're staying at the hotel with us, you get a free professional photo with Chris. And then Chris is speaking, Jeff and Jeff are speaking, and Melanie speaking Friday night. And then we are having a happy hour with Chris. And it was just going to be for Shift Shop test group people as a way to like make them feel special, but we don't have a whole lot of them coming. So we're working on changing that up a little bit and possibly opening that up to more people.
What about as far as hotels and all that? All this is information.
It's all at one hotel, the Doubletree, $99 for hotel room, and tickets are $50. We were looking at $75 and $100 tickets for this because of what we're putting out to bring people in. But we figured if people are staying at the hotel, you go 4 ways, that's $25 a person. That's your $75 ticket right there. We're also offering, we have a Shakeology bar the next morning, and we have commemorative special Shakeology thing shakers that'll, you can get your Shakeology in, it'll buy your Shakeology in your cup and all that fun jazz, and we're working on this.
And that is why Kelly jumped on this call at last second.
No, I totally lost track of time. I'm on New Orleans time. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Okay, so we're really excited about that, guys. You'll hear more information about it. Don't forget to pass that on to your teams. And great call today. Thank you, everybody, for jumping on. Kelly, I know we'll have to go back and watch the first.
I missed everything, but I loved Summit this year. It was my favorite Summit just because it was back to the basics.
I've heard that multiple times. This has been the best Summit so far.
When I was a music teacher in New Orleans, so you can't beat that.
There you go. All right, guys, we'll catch you in 2 weeks. But between now and then, make sure you work hard and continue providing that hope and support to your team. We'll see you guys in a little bit. Thanks.
Bye.